Breaking news doesn't wait for your alarm clock. It's constant.
We begin with breaking news this morning.
That's why we're working for you around the clock.
Preparing you with information you need to know to start your day.
Developing stories this morning.
Getting the facts, finding the stories, your stories.
Checking the skies to plan out your forecast.
And of course, warning you of any traffic on the roads.
So start your day with confidence.
And wake up to a sunrise.
WESH 2 News Sunrise, starting weekday mornings at 4:30.
Now at noon, from the ground to the air, millions of people are expected to travel this Labor Day weekend. How Central Florida is starting to shape up as one of this year's top destinations.
Plus, jaw-dropping new video from Florida's northern coastline showing just how brutal that Category 3 hurricane was when it made landfall.
And Crew 6 will spend a little bit more time at the International Space Station, why NASA and SpaceX is pushing back their return home.
Local, live, late-breaking. WESH 2 News starts now.
Well, more than 900,000 people are expected to pass through the Orlando International Airport this holiday weekend, and the lines have been forming at the airport throughout the day.
WESH 2's Tony Atkins spoke with some of the people getting an early start to the long holiday weekend.
All right, with any holiday travel period, flight delays and cancellations can really put a damper on your vacation. So we're just taking a look at the flight schedules right now at the airport, and most of those flights are on time right now. Only 4 of them have been canceled and 23 of them are delayed. And with so many people at the airport right now, most of the parking options are already full. That includes parking garages A, B, and C. C is supposed to be the relief one. It's already full. Along with terminal top parking at the North Park Place economy lot, you may still be able to find a spot at the South or West Park Place economy lots.
We are also looking at 95 million people driving to their destination this weekend. The average price of gas across the country is $3.81 a gallon, almost exactly where it was a year ago. Florida is paying on average $3.69 a gallon, and in some places like Brevard, gas is even cheaper. The worst time to drive through is right now until 9 o'clock tonight. So if you're waiting until the end of the workday to head out, prepare for some heavy traffic out there. And AAA's Tow to Go program is back for Labor Day weekend. From 6 tonight until 6 Tuesday morning, AAA will send a tow truck to take impaired drivers and their cars to a safe location within a 10-mile radius. You do not need to be a AAA member to use this free service, but keep in mind the program is not a replacement for finding a designated driver. It is designed as a last resort.
Well, the beaches are expected to be pretty packed throughout the holiday weekend. But there are some concerns about safety after Idalia created rough waves and rip currents. Officials say that there isn't any significant new erosion from this storm, which is a big relief after Hurricanes Ian and Nicole washed away several feet of sand and destroyed dunes and the seawalls.
We think that this little storm event that we had helped to push that sand a little closer to our seawalls, which will only expedite our recovery efforts.
All right, if you plan to spend part of your weekend at the beach, make sure that you stay within view of the lifeguard tower. The water looks pretty inviting, but I mean, there are some dangerous conditions to consider.
Absolutely. Let's get to Cam now, monitoring those conditions out there on the beach and what we can expect for the long weekend.
That's right. It's really tempting to head out to the beaches this weekend. I mean, especially for the Labor Day holiday, but you can see how rough the chop and surf is out there this afternoon. And that is because we are going to see some long period swells from Idalia and even Franklin impact the surf. So we actually have high rip current risk through the weekend. We are expecting that rip current risk to be the worst at low tide. Surf will be building this week, and we're talking about 3 to 5 foot waves. That is just the surf alone. We're not even including the ocean waves out there. Here's a look at our first warning radar. We are tracking some showers and a couple thunderstorms this afternoon as that east breeze and that onshore flow moves inland. Right now we're tracking some rain in Astor, De Leon Springs, DeLand, Deltona, and even out in Sanford. Getting a few showers, and we're also getting those downpours out towards eastern portions of Orange County, including Bithlo and right on the beach line there. A couple rain showers right now at Port St. John. We are going to see the rain coverage actually increase as we go through the evening. We're talking about a 70% chance of rain later on today. I'll break down hour by hour when we'll expect those showers and thunderstorms and move into our forecast and a closer look at that holiday weekend forecast as well. Coming up next time when I see you.
Well, new drone video shows Florida's coastal communities and just how bad and devastating all the damage was after Idalia.
NBC's Guad Venegas joins us from one of those hard-hit areas in the Big Bend ahead of President Biden's arrival this weekend. Numerous agencies from Central Florida have already been deployed to help communities in areas like Madison and Taylor counties where power has been out for nearly the entire county for more than 48 hours now. Melbourne Orlando International Airport supported dozens of Florida National Guardsmen who left yesterday for the disaster zone. The Sheriff's Office and Palm Bay Fire Rescue also sending crews and equipment to help. Fire Rescue has a plan to rotate staff in and out of the recovery zone for the next few weeks. And the peak of hurricane season is a little more than a week away. We urge you to download our 2023 Hurricane Survival Guide from our WESH 2 News app. Never too early to be prepared for the next storm.
Well, now that Crew 7 is at the International Space Station, it's time for Crew 6 to come home, but their arrival has been pushed back because of the weather.
I wonder what that feels like when you're up there and it's like, oh, delayed.
Yeah.
All right, NASA and SpaceX are standing down from tomorrow morning's departure. The next available undocking opportunity now set for 7:05 Sunday morning. Crew 6 now expected to splash down off Florida's coast around 12:07 on Monday. We have breaking news right now out of Titusville, and that is where one person has died in a house fire overnight. This happened just after 3 a.m. along Palmetto Street. This is just west of US 1 there. Firefighters say when they arrived, flames were shooting from the roof. Once the fire was out, they did find that victim inside. 2 cats also died in this fire. The cause is still under investigation.
And we've got some more breaking news out of Brevard County. That is where police found a body in a ditch this morning along Jackson Street, just west of Fisk Boulevard. Cocoa police officers found that man's body not too far away from the Arlington apartments. Right now, we don't know how that man died and how long his body had been there. In Seminole County, a man faces first-degree murder charges after investigators accused him of killing his girlfriend. This happened back in July. They say 50-year-old Joel Bauza used a zip tie to strangle 49-year-old Joycey Cartagena Clemente in her Sanford home. They say that he originally tried to say that it was a suicide, but the evidence revealed the opposite. Bauza is expected in court this afternoon. Well, for the first time ever, the public will have the opportunity to watch former President Trump's court proceedings. A Georgia judge says that cameras will be allowed in the courtroom for Trump's election interference case. Judge says that the court proceeding will also be live streamed on the court's YouTube channel. Now, this is the only case so far that's allowing cameras in the courtroom. Former president pleaded not guilty to the charges and told the court that he would not appear in person for next week's arraignment. A trial date in this case has not been scheduled just yet.
New at noon, big changes in effect for food stamp eligibility. Starting today, more low-income Americans will be required to work in order to receive food stamps. Able-bodied adults up to 50 years old who don't have kids will now have to show proof of employment or education to receive SNAP benefits. They'll have to work at least 80 hours a month or be enrolled in an education or training program. By next month, that age requirement will increase to 52 years old. Homeless people, veterans, and adults up to 24 years old who aged out of foster care are exempt from the new mandates.
All right, it's almost time for the frights. Universal's Halloween Horror Nights officially kicks off their spooky season tonight.
WESH 2's Christina Watkins showing us the scary sights we're looking forward to.
Spooky season officially kicks off today at Universal Orlando's Halloween Horror Nights. I'm WESH 2's Christina Watkins. Still ahead, how you can experience the record-breaking year of scare.
No, but first, get ready to make some new friends. WESH to the Rescue kicks off at a new time. When we come back, we will introduce you to the adorable animals that are waiting for you to adopt them.
Closed captioning is sponsored by Rubenstein Law. Injured? Call 1-800-FL-LEGAL.
WESH 2 News, now here for you at 7 p.m. We are adding more coverage on your schedule. Central Florida's biggest stories and the most accurate forecast. It's right here, right now. WESH 2 News at 7 p.m. starting September 11th. Start your day with WESH 2 First Warning Weather and Traffic.
How the weather will impact your day, from getting the kids ready for school to when storms fire up in the afternoon.
And what obstacles could be along the way.
Weekdays on WESH 2 News Sunrise. You're watching WESH 2.
All right, we are committed to finding forever homes for every shelter pet here in Central Florida.
Starting today, our WESH to the Rescue initiative moves to a new time every Friday right here on WESH 2 at noon, with the hope of reaching more people to give these fur babies a loving home, or perhaps we'll just take them all, which is what we've been talking about. This is going to be a
challenge.
It's going to be a whole thing. All right, to kick things off, we are heading to the Orange County Animal Services.
I've got my hands full with my dog, but like Ginger is tugging on the heartstrings.
Oh, Ginger.
Let's get her to home with a yard so that she can relax and not have to be around all those other dogs. Yeah, there are nearly 200 dogs and more than 70 cats for you to fall in love with at the Orange County Animal Shelter. You can visit the shelter right there on Conroy Road across from the mall at Millennia. It's very easy to get to. I've gone in there sometimes, just gone and looked and seen the dogs and the cats there, and it's hard to not walk away with one. So if you're looking to get a dog and open up your home, why don't you check them out?
Okay, at this point, Cam, just take it away. I'm leaving.
I know. How can
I'm
you
going to get Ginger.
Oh my
Would you guys have a dog or cat?
You know what? I would love one, but unfortunately, I am allergic to the dander.
Okay.
She's also got a baby.
Yeah, that's
just give
true,
her a minute.
I was like, wait, let's
You know, I didn't know if you guys already had one at home. I didn't know if you guys already had one.
Yeah, no, I wish we did though, but I'm like I'm allergic to everything. But thankfully though, the weather is looking pretty nice for the Labor Day holiday weekend, minus today. We are tracking a few showers though. It's a little gloomy out as we take a live look at downtown Orlando out this afternoon. The clouds are starting to build on in, and temperatures right now are pretty warm. 89 in Orlando as well as in Leesburg. We're currently at 86 New Smyrna Beach and 88 in Melbourne. So a little bit cooler in DeLand because we're starting to see a few showers and those clouds beginning to build on in this afternoon. Here's a look at our satellite and radar. You can see the clouds pushing in with that east breeze there. And right now we are seeing quite a bit of rain, especially for our areas I-4 on eastward. Right now, you see the rain over in Bithlo, heavy downpours right now, Wedgefield, a couple showers there in Titusville, as well as in Mims and Port St. John. Up to the north in Seminole County, we do have some heavy downpours in Lake Mary, as well as in Sanford, and a couple rain showers over in Altamont Springs out this afternoon for your lunchtime. Towards the north, though, Paisley, Forest Hills, DeLand, DeLeon, and Deltona all getting some rain-cooled showers there. And up to the north, up in Marion County, we are seeing some heavier downpours, even a couple rumbles of thunder there near Anthony, Ocala, as well as Citra and Salt Springs. So as an East Coast breeze moves inland, it will eventually collide with the west breeze as we go into the afternoon. So by about 3 to about 4 o'clock is when I do think that collision will happen. And that could fire up some stronger thunderstorms here, especially for areas west of I-4. Notice the areas up to the north and east will start to clear out. But up in the north and west is when we'll see some of the heavier thunderstorms, including up into Marion, Lake and Sumter counties. The east breeze is a little bit delayed, so the collision is going to happen as we go into Orange and Osceola County right around 3 to 4 o'clock there. As we go into the evening, notice we'll still see some lingering showers around, but mostly for our western locations. So for any football Friday night games out west along the I-75 corridor, you might need an umbrella or poncho out there. Otherwise, you can see things do quiet down by 9 to 10 o'clock tonight. Today's not a bad day to head out to the pool, although keep in mind, once we get into the afternoon, you got to get out of the pool because we'll be tracking showers and thunderstorms. Tomorrow morning will be pretty mild and muggy with temperatures mostly the middle 70s. Then highs tomorrow in the afternoon will climb into the upper 80s. Looking ahead for the upcoming weekend, we will see some drier air moving in, so that's great news if you have some outdoor plans this weekend. And then we're talking about even drier air for Sunday and even into your Labor Day holiday. So today's a bit on the wet side. We have a higher rain chance in the forecast today, but look at your upcoming holiday weekend. Not too bad. A few showers and thunderstorms Saturday. That's going to be the wettest of the 3 days. Sunday's looking great, and so does Monday. Quick check the tropics. We've got several disturbances we're tracking, including newly formed Tropical Depression 12. I'll talk all about the tropics coming up in the next half hour, but for now, let's take a look at that extended weather forecast. 70% chance of rain this afternoon, and then we're to knock that down to about 30% tomorrow. And Sunday, 20% coverage. Monday looking pretty nice and dry. And all next week, lots of sunshine, but it will be hot with highs in the low 90s.
All right, Cam, thank you. Well, the NFL season officially kicks off after Labor Day, but there's some drama that's happening in Tampa right now. Bucs star wide receiver Mike Evans told the team that he wants a new contract by next Saturday, September 9th. And if they cannot come up with a deal, Evans doesn't plan to negotiate with the team. That's what his agent's telling everyone. Evans is starting his final year of his current contract. He has spent his entire 9-year career with the Bucs and is considered to be their top offensive player. All right, get ready to scream your lungs out. I mean, we can almost even smell the fog machines already from this year's most terrifying events.
Here we go. From Universal to Disney, we've got everything you'll need to get in the Halloween spirit once the sun goes down tonight.
All right, get ready for the frights. September 1st is the unofficial end of summer and the official start of spooky season. One of the most popular Halloween events is happening tonight.
That's right. It's here, Benjamin. That's from my son. WESH 2's Christina Watkins is at Universal Studios with the new scares of Halloween Horror Nights.
They go all out. Every year I feel like they just keep outdoing the year before. Well, SeaWorld's 3rd annual Hollow Scream kicks off a week from today. This year there will be 4 new scare zones, including a toxic wasteland and a haunted pier. You can experience these haunts on select nights from September 8th all the way up until Halloween.
Much less frightening, more my speed. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party going on right now. You can join some of your favorite characters for an evening of spirited fun and trick-or-treating at Disney's Magic Kingdom. There is even a wicked fireworks show. The Not So Scary runs through November 1st. You do not need a special, oh, you do, actually, you do need a special event ticket for that.
A little something for kids of all ages, because if you got something for the younger kids, maybe in elementary school, they can go to the Disney stuff, and then it's the middle schoolers and high schoolers could go to Universal, and
Raising kids in Orlando and these events, I remember taking my son as a pumpkin. He was like a little pumpkin, and now he's going to Halloween Horror Nights with his friends. I'm like, what happened? So, it's great.
You got to join him next time, so.
No.
All right, a hidden feature in Tesla cars could put some drivers in danger.
Yeah, the government investigation into what is unofficially being called Elon mode.
Plus, panhandling in Volusia County. Why a federal judge says Daytona Beach cannot enforce a strict ordinance.
Closed captioning is sponsored by the Flooring Center.
Local, live, late-breaking. WESH 2 News starts now.
All right, welcome back. And we are starting this half hour, of course, with what else? A check of this forecast for our Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, we've got Friday night football. We've got the start of Halloween Horror Nights. A lot of people plan to head out to the beach camp. There's a lot of activities outside. Hopefully the weather cooperates.
The weather will cooperate this weekend. I can tell you it's going to be a lot drier than where we are right now. We are expecting a pretty soggy afternoon. In fact, we're already tracking showers and thunderstorms coming in. We have a stalled out frontal boundary up to our north, and with that east-northeasterly flow, we're seeing those showers coming and storms coming from northeast to southwest. So right now, the most of the activity is right along the I-4 corridor and just up to the north and west of it. Right, you can see that rain right now over Astor, De Leon Springs, DeLand, Paisley out this afternoon for your lunchtime, and we're definitely seeing that rain out towards Deltona. Again, these are slowly meandering southwest as we speak. Out towards Seminole County, we're seeing that rain up in Sanford as some of those showers producing a couple sprinkles now in Longwood. We're also seeing that rain starting to dive more southwest towards Bithlo and a few sprinkles near Titusville, Port St. John, and it's also right on the beach line there as we go into Orange County. Up to the north, some heavier rain and a couple thunderstorms up at Marion County. Citra, Anthony, Ocala all getting in some moderate rain this afternoon. And in fact, Marion County is under a flood watch until 11 o'clock tonight because the ground was so saturated from Idalia. Any additional rain we could get today could cause some flooding concerns there. So that's why a flood watch is in effect for Marion County. Looking at the rest of the day today, scattered rain with highs in the low 90s. Rain will continue to linger into the evening. I'll show you where the timing of the rain will be and looking ahead for that Labor Day holiday weekend forecast coming up next time when I see you.
Anytime we're seeing more of the impacts that were left behind after Hurricane Idalia, look at this. There's some drone video from communities like Horseshoe Beach that show widespread destruction with debris and flattened homes and businesses and buildings. Largely rural Big Bend region got the brunt of that storm, and we're now hearing of 3 deaths that have been connected to this storm. 2 in Florida and 1 in Georgia. And while a lot of people did evacuate before the storm, some who stayed are sharing their harrowing experiences of riding out the worst of that major hurricane. We're hearing from one in Crystal River who described how quickly her home filled up with water.
Less than 5 minutes, everything just started Like it just started coming.
So Tara Salute was shocked when a 7-foot storm surge cut her off. She escaped through a window with her dog and paddleboarded to a neighbor's house who had the safety of a second story. She says it wasn't the storm water she was dealing with. She says there were snakes all around her. Oh.
Yikes.
And more help from Central Florida heading to our northern neighbors. Residents will be dealing with recovery efforts for weeks, as we know. You can watch our full coverage of the aftermath from Hurricane Idalia online at WESH.com.
An Orange County deputy is on desk duty this afternoon after he was pulled over for allegedly driving recklessly and racing on the highway in St. Cloud.
At this time, I'm placing you under arrest for your street racing, all right?
I wasn't racing. Wait, no, guys, come on.
The arrest report shows that Brian Espinal was first seen on a motorcycle going between 80 and 90 miles an hour in a 45-mile-per-hour zone. He was off duty at the time. The report went on to say that the other drivers had to slam on their brakes and swerve to avoid crashing into each other. Espinal stopped for police while the driver of the other motorcycle got away. He has been reassigned to administrative duties while the criminal case continues.
A strict ordinance on panhandling can no longer be enforced in Daytona Beach. A federal judge in Orlando filed a preliminary injunction preventing the city from enforcing the rule. A lawsuit claims the ordinance violated their First Amendment rights. Court documents say they depend on solicited donations to survive. We reached out to the city to see if they will challenge the ruling, but we haven't heard back yet. The Volusia County Council has voted to eliminate the communications service tax for people living in unincorporated areas. The county says that will mean savings of about $3 million for people in those areas on services like cable and satellite TV, video and streaming music, and phone service. The change takes effect January 1st.
A life-saving tool to reverse opioid overdoses is about to hit store shelves.
We really don't want there to be any stigma involved.
Yeah, where the drug will be sold and how much it will cost as the country fights back against a growing crisis.
This hurricane season, rely on experience, rely on accuracy, rely on Chief Meteorologist Tony Manalfi and WESH 2 First Warning Weather.
Count on us to be there when you need us most.
Because our team works for you until every threat is over.
Clear, concise information to keep your family safe.
Before, during, and after the next storm. Trust WESH 2 First Warning Weather. Download the WESH 2 app to stay informed this hurricane season.
With a record number of people dying from opioids every year, the first drug used to reverse an overdose is expected to be sold in stores as soon as next week.
Yeah, the opioid crisis is being driven by powerful synthetic drugs like fentanyl. Narcan is a nasal spray version of naloxone, and it can revive a person from an overdose in just minutes. Dr. Trent Hall at Ohio State University's Medical Center says it is pretty easy to use as well.
Step 1, check. Wake up. Step 2, give first dose of Narcan. Step 3, call 911. Step 4, watch and give more every 2 to 3 minutes until the person wakes up.
Oh, the FDA has approved another nasal spray called Revive. That happened in July. The manufacturer says it'll sell in 2024 at $36 for a 2-pack. Of course, this is not a solution to the opioid crisis. So if you or someone you know is dealing with drug addiction, call the number on your screen. It is free. It's the National Helpline, and it can connect you to treatment options in your area.
The FDA says it still plans to finalize a ban on methanol cigarettes, but the agency is running behind schedule. In April of 2022, when the FDA initially announced it was going to ban the popular flavor, it set a deadline of August 2023 to work out the details. Well, that deadline has come and gone. However, a spokesperson says the FDA will instead complete work on the rule in the coming months.
Well, 2 parents desperate for help as they rush their young child to the hospital.
Oh my gosh, the important message this officer has for other parents after saving the child's life on the side of the highway.
All right, some of our questions about UFOs and whether aliens exist may soon get answered.
The Pentagon is launching a website to give the public easier access to declassified information. The Pentagon officially refers to UFOs and unidentified aerial phenomena, or UAPs. The Defense Department billed the new website as a one-stop shop for publicly available UFO records. Officials believe it will shed light on the work done by an office that coordinates efforts across the federal agencies to detect and identify UAPs. So far, there are only a few videos, some of them labeled unresolved or unclassified, with short explanations of official assessments. And now I'm just thinking of Will Smith and Men in Black the entire time I was reading that.
X-Files, all of it. But it's just crazy that, like, just the state of affairs right now, the fact that, like, this is a possibility and this is out there. And we're all just kind of like dealing with so much other stuff right now that like any other time this would have been like, you know,
we've been really busy. We're not paying attention to those things, but now who knows what we're going to learn. All right, dramatic dash cam video out of Michigan shows the moment a police officer is able to save the life of an infant.
Yeah, the mom didn't call police because she was on her way to the hospital. Sarah Michaels sat down with that officer who has a very important message for every parent.
Wow. What a relief. It's such an important story there. Officer Frazier and the family have yet to reconnect, but he has invited them to the station. That's going to be quite a reunion when that happens.
All right, looking at the map right now, I was hoping to maybe go for a run after work, but I might have to do a treadmill run, not outside. I don't know. Feels like temperatures in triple digits?
Oh my God, look at Kissimmee, 105.
Yeah, the reality is that humidity is real. I mean, we're talking about temperatures right now in the upper 80s to low 90s, and you factor in those dew points in the 70s, it just feels, I don't even have an adjective enough to describe how sticky it feels out. Feels like temperatures right now hovering in the low triple digits, including 103 in Orlando right now. We're at 100 in Claremont and 105 in Kissimmee. But the good news is we are going to get some relief from that heat and humidity with some showers that will be moving in that will help cool us off. You can see as we look at our satellite and radar, west breeze is trying to make its way inland. East breeze is over here. The two breezes will collide, and that's going to fire up showers and thunderstorms as we go into the latter half in the afternoon. Right now, you can see that rain over Winter Park and Lake Hart this afternoon. A couple of rain showers, heavier downpours actually just east of Sorrento. A couple sprinkles near Apopka, Wekiva Springs, and in Longwood and Lake Mary, getting a light rain shower or two there. Interior portions of Volusia County, including De Leon Springs, DeLand, getting in some rain up in Lake County, getting some nice downpours there in Paisley. And this is all shifting northeast to southwest. So right now you can see we are getting a bit of a head start with the northerly section of the breeze here, of the east breeze. You're seeing that line already over in Citra, Anthony, Ocala, and in the eastern portions of Marion County. Back here at home, we are going to need to keep those umbrellas handy this afternoon. A 70% rain coverage, dropping it down to 30% tomorrow. A lot drier weather for early next week and staying dry through the middle half of next week with highs in the low 90s. We'll have more news for you coming up on the other side of the break.
Closed captioning is sponsored by Todd Minor Law.
One single, 3 blind dates, and a wicked great city awaits. Who will get a second date? Find out on Local Love. Stream for free only on Very Local.
All right, a heads up for people who drive Teslas. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is investigating a hidden feature in the autopilot software.
It can reportedly disable some safety alerts that drivers get. That hidden setting is now unofficially called Elon mode. The probe comes as part of a wider investigation on the software following a number of crashes allegedly attributed to the technology. This fall, 2 lawsuits against Tesla over its autopilot technology are expected to go to trial.
All right, you'll definitely see lots of emotions today and throughout the afternoon as Jim Payne gets ready to anchor his final newscast.
Yeah, today marks really an end of an era here at WESH 2. Jim, who's been on our anchor desk for all the breaking news, hurricanes, and moments from the past 23 years that make Central Florida special, will retire from broadcasting. And when you work in TV news this long, well, you tend to make a lot of friends along the way that will be joining us in missing Jim's great personality.
Jim Payne has been just such a remarkable ambassador of everything that Central Florida stands for and represents.
Jim has been a staunch supporter of numerous nonprofit events. I've seen him at events where he was running to raise money for various causes in our community. So he was truly a part of this community, someone who wasn't just a journalist, but he led with a caring heart, and that came across in his journalism.
Hi, Jim Payne, what's going on? It's Johnny Damon, another Central Florida legend, two-time World Series champion. I want to say happy retirement, and Dash would like to say
happy retirement.
That's awesome. Showing off the rings there.
Yes.
There are just so many more people who wish Jim a happy retirement. We invite you to join us starting at 4 p.m. for some very special guests and farewells as Jim anchors his final newscasts. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be a great afternoon.
An era here in our newsroom, for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be a very special afternoon. Be sure to come back and join us starting at 4 o'clock. We'll see you then.